both teams. At dahil mauna yung Team Falcons, baka yung Onyx ay magban ng Sora eventually.
I think Onyx will probably look at the roamers and Falcons might look at the EXP laners here.
Even if they get the Sora... Oh, no, yeah.
No, yeah, it'll be really good.
Yeah, Onyx is parang Sora.
Oo, pero may option din ng Valentina dito para sa Onyx. Pero alam mo yung makakounter nga niya yung Sora, pero hindi gaganda yung composition nila if that is picked up. It does make sense on the counter perspective. I will see.
Kung yung Leomord dun eh.
That's right. So Falcons, I'm still seeing the Sora fourth pick para sa kanila, pero meron din namang option ng Addis on their side.
Yeah, so that Kirk doesn't end up with it because it also does, it combines really well for Onyx. I mean, we've always said balance would be really good, but even more so now, I think it's warranted Onyx can just go full dive, considering it's the even Moscow that you're worried about. The Khalid gets banned out here for Falcons, one of the multiple rumors that we mentioned earlier. So if Falcons ends up, or excuse me, Onyx ends up banning either the God or their high loss, and then that's going to be bad for them. So I think they want to float those two open, so that just becomes a trade in the roam.
Yeah. So, speaking of roamers, mayroon pa chance na Guinevere dito will be the roam.
Yes.
That happened before?
Yeah, that happened before, but okay. Sorry, it was in mine, but I just wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah, it was.
Not for me, not for me. Let's just say it. I'm not going to yuck their yum, it wasn't for me.
Okay, so that will be the Atlas, the ban here for Onyx. Fourth pick para sa Team Falcons. Sora looks really good here para sa Falcons.
Okay, would you rather get the Sora or get the Atlas so that Onyx doesn't get it?
I'd rather go to Sora kasi mas madami siyang na-achieve dito, pang-dive na rin everything. If they want a neutral pick, yung Hilda nandyan pa rin, available para sa kanila. Okay siya laban sa isang Leomord, okay siya versus the Flood.
Yep.
Another option is Glue, another flex pick yun. Pwedeng maging EXP, pwedeng maging Rogue. At nakita naman natin kung gaano ka-impactful si Ogwin sa pag-control ng River with that Glue.
Oh yeah, why don't you just pick it up as the red 4 pick and then it's a flex if ever. Then you can just adjust it.
So that will be the Alice para sa team sa Onyx Philippines. I mean, mga team pick for Brusco.
Fight for the
So it's
ultimate.
Hilda.
Still flex.
Still flex.
What a pick.
Okay.
It makes it so much harder for Onyx to read.
Yeah. But they can go Sora. They want
Yeah,
to. At the same time, may lapu-lapu pa na hindi naman din magkakaroon ng problema dito sa Hilda. I think the lapu-lapu is a great addition para sa Onyx. It has the dive that they need. Yung Alice, tingin ko magkakaroon na ng konting problema dito because of the presence of the Hilda in the Moscow.
Yep.
And the knockups coming out from the control coming out from both Eve and Hilda. Even Guinevere. So tingin ko, lapu-lapu na pipili ng Onyx Philippines. And the Gatot Kacha probably, and there it is. That's the Gatot para sa side ng Onyx Philippines.
And then they showed the revitalized roamer here. Ogwin can just wrap it up with a high loss.
Yeah.
Wrap it up in a neat little package.
Still go for the Alice.
Ooh. Yeah, the more you talk about it, I was thinking maybe the lap.
Yeah. Pero isa naman to sa mga na-consider natin kanina.
Yeah.
For sure. A very standard pickup.
Oh yeah, they go all dive, by the way.
All time for sure. So, for the Vitalize makes a lot of sense here.
It has to be high loss, the glorious pathway.
Pwede rin yung i-keep nila yung Hilda dun sa may gitna, sa may row, and then pick up an Arlot actually. And they themselves pick up the Lapu-Lapu. Alam mo, I think this is pretty even. Parehas na teams na may malakas na lineup. The dive coming up from Onyx is impressive. It's gonna be up to execution. I feel like this is a pretty even draft.
Match point for both. Super Fam, Onyx needs your support! Falcons, one more game! Who is gonna move forward? Is it Falcons now, or are we gonna go to game number 7? Casters, let's go!
Here we go, match point right now for Team Falcons. Onyx looking to equalize once again. It's been that way throughout the series. And here we are. We have one side of San Juan Arena just hoping that the Super Fam can get it together and make this happen with the draft. And Team Falcons on the other side, man, they are loud and ready to see their Team Falcons make it to that grand final.
Yeah, it's quite scary for the Sonics because
every single game, the red side has won. And it's always been the Claude, but the Claude is on the blue side now for Onyx.
Oh, even despite us finally seeing the Guinevere in the hands of Falcons.
Finally.
It's a not so same combo as well from what we were asking to see from them, because you don't really see the Kalea, you don't even see the Arlot, not either.
Yeah, where was it? Where was it? Where was my Kalea? Where's my good comps?
I don't know, man. I you know, it's one of those things where it's like, if this was a Kalea instead, would that end up being? I think, you know, Onyx knew what they wanted to play around with, and they decided. I think this is comfort, at least for the most part, against Super Prince on that Jushin especially. Whoa, that's a lot of early damage though from Ogwin. This is what we usually see with a Hilda. Mind you as well, throughout this map, the way this is going to go is that early aggression and rotation that Team Falcons can bring, but also expanding rivers comes into play with having this Hilda on your side too.
Which is amplified by the fact that almost all heroes on the side of Team Falcons wins the roll-to-roll matchup. Like you have the Lapu against the Alice, you have the Eve against the Zushin, and then the Claude, the Moskov versus the Claude.
Yeah, and overall, just mobility-wise and the way that Ogun can do so much in the early game compared to Brusco, who probably has to wait a bit more for the team fights to break out. And now you're seeing Falcons position themselves first early on before this first turtle spawns.
Yeah, that's one of the things this Hilda roam lets you do. You're so aggressive, you can poke down even the opposing roamer. Control around this first objective. King Kong's gonna try to make this happen, but look at the wall he's gonna go through.
Yep, it's Flap blocking the way alongside Owen. They find first blood on Brusco, and Kirk, he has no way to run, had to burn that flicker just to survive.
Yeah, Onyx tried forcing their way into the turtle pit, but again, this is Hilda. You know, this guy's a walking prior. Kyle!
Oh, the Purify was burned, but not the knock or the spatial migrations.
This is why you wanted to see. This is why you wanted to see the Guinevere.
Was it Spear of Misery?
No, I know he did use it.
Because he got knocked up, but not from the spatial migration.
Yes, Savero purified the stacks from the Gwyn, but then the Spirit of Misery pushed him back for the combo. I didn't even know that worked that way.
Yeah, me neither, but then Kyle here in danger. Onyx finds the kill! The AOG! Making sure that Owen went down too!
Hey, the super fan claps back. Able to find two.
This is what you get when you give all players all their comforts.
Yeah.
It comes down to execution battle. No macro, no outplay. Well, actually, a lot of outplaying.
Yeah.
It's just about pressing your buttons.
You gotta,
Not gonna analyze this game.
that's
Let's just let them press buttons. You know?
that's just press buttons, you know? If analyzing was that easy, midnight, I don't think any of us would have a job.
That's true. That's true.
You know?
But again, this is like classic Falcons mode, right? Like when they feel like, okay, we're near the finish line, right? Even though this team likes macro so much, there comes a point in their career where it feels nice to brawl a bit, you know, just be aggressive. Especially, I remember S13 Grand Finals, Liquid versus Falcons. Like both teams had a mutual agreement. We just brawl, we just fight, no macro.
And that was during a time when the meta was very different and it was so macro. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, ever since it's changed and it's been a little more team fight centric, a little more brawly.
Yeah.
It's been really refreshing. An RWM, we'll get a beacon out.
Oh, yeah.
Too early, I think.
Flap went in though with the bravest fighter. Might get punished here. Kirk going into with the Throne of Ruin. But the sustain from Flap, it's crazy! Lab Shaker on 2, and he's still alive! Uses the flicker, but goes down in the hands of King Kong. Whereas Kirk holds down 3 members all by himself.
Meanwhile, the whole time, Super Marco was just pushing in. That looked like an awkward fight and didn't seem like Team Falcons was sure on how they wanted to go, but whoa!
Oh,
AOD!
Kyle might have just wanted to look for a trade there, but those are tanky members of Onyx that he found.
Yeah, this is the same thing as the one earlier. The Alice and the got combo. Now Ogwen has to move out.
King Kong has a Phantom Steed still.
Yeah.
Falcons do not want to fight that. He didn't even use that, I think.
Okay, maybe Falcons need to reset a bit. You know, the skirmishing brawly idea isn't really working out for them. The RWM came out too early from the Eve, and it allowed Kirk to just go punish front line. Oh,
Yeah, there was no guaranteed follow-up whatsoever from that. And
Yeah.
even if they did flush them out of the turtle pit, okay, hold on, Severo gets knocked back again.
Oh, he goes
Has
back.
the BMI, and a bit of help from King Kong now.
Yeah, good thing King Kong was there. Great response from Onyx.
Yeah.
And they gotta keep Severo alive to go ahead and continue to farm up on this Clyde. He's gonna be pivotal for them to make this work. Brusco's gonna pick up a Radiant Armor first, locking in his first item though.
yeah, just want to be able to sit on top of the Alice, maybe poke some of the members here on the side of Onyx, because it feels like there's no angle anymore for Kyle. These jumps have always been dealt with by the AOG as well as the threat of the Throne of Ruin. Now with the Oracle, this changes a lot of things for Onyx. Kirk can now stand in the middle of the fight, but still they have to be worried about the damage output coming out from the Gwyn. And then the Lafu. But that means Super Marco has a lot of weight on his shoulders right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case for both gold laners, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
And, you know, Marco is maintaining about a 600-700 gold lead ahead of Severo right now. That was also part and due for him just staying on the other side of the map while that last turtle broke out. And the turtle's going to be up here on their side this time, last one of the game. They'll fight through for it, but you can already see, you know, Flap's there, Marco's back on the other side to prep up for that exact moment. And so, again, if they don't keep control or tabs on Super Marco on this Monstercom, he's going to go ahead and continue to put pressure, most likely taking down the tier 1. Might be the for this turtle here.
Yeah, it seems like they're not going to fight this. Onyx have complete control over this turtle pit, and they will secure the second, or actually the last objective of the game. I barely realized that there was already 3 objectives that spawned because of this brawly team fight. Heavy. We've been seeing that feels so fast-paced.
We missed one, sorry.
Formats done that we got to see from Flap, but it won't really convert into anything. Look at Rapaji though, just to make sure that Super Frizz gets caught in the RWM.
Goblins just went for the punish because they
Lagi hati kayak hati
Yung dari sini gua pada ke situ, Bu.
sayur manisnya ya.
Sayur
Kenapa
daun
pas pindah ke sini ya?
Manggang-manggangnya kayak asal aja.
Iya.
Orang
Dalamnya masih suka ada benyek-benyek.
kuning. Manggang kelihatan desang sebelah sini doang, sebelah sini kuning.
Malah-malahnya juga
the next wave, and the team Goblins just went for the punish because they know all the space and
Kalau di sana mah enak lagi di sana.
Tadinya saya juga beli terus pengen apa nih tawarinnya ada pala ayam nih dipanggang katanya udah matang kata dia emang udah dipanggang.
the world right now is everything for them. Now they allow Super Marco to farm up and take towers. Look at the gold. Super Marco is heading to that point.
Okay,
You had to have it happen if you're on it.
yeah.
You had to take out Haji, man.
Yeah.
They knew he didn't have a flicker from the last fight.
Yeah. Just before that, Kyle stole away the purple buff from King Kong though, and he's the one doing a bit of catching up. Surprisingly, for Team Falcons, even though they're ahead,
Yeah, kind of a little bit behind. Gets concentrated energy though. Wings for Flap.
It's all about Super Marco at this point. It's all about Moscow late game. Onyx, they still have advantage when it comes to head-on collision. Team fight 5v5 is still very good for their side, especially with the AOG and the Throne of Ruin. But Team Falcons, they have a specific way of playing this game. It's all about the split pushes. It's all about the pressure. And it's all about holding Onyx down with this real weird manipulation coming out from Haji.
And Lord up moves Severo went shot down to half here.
oh,
RWM.
Super Friends! He gets caught alongside Brusco. Had to use the AOG. Falcons are just so decisive whenever they see a target. It's always Haji laying down these perfectly timed RWMs.
Yeah, again, Onyx getting distracted, losing the important sites. Sticking together is what makes them a super family. And because Team Falcons is able to split them up with the pressure on the top side, they get to find pickoffs.
Jumping in. They're gonna
Bravest
force
fighter.
fight.
Okay, Severo will be here anytime soon though. But York gets taken out first! And now, they also fight Brusco! King Kong and Severo, together with Prince, might not want to contest this first Lord anymore!
Team Falcons fought for the Lord. They got a couple bodies and the objective.
The super family is crumbling down. Disconnected plays from Onyx Philippines. And now Team Falcons gets to capitalize. They're the ones who are grouping up.
Oh, Severo had to dodge that. Falcons are just pushing forward! Another RWM going in with the Crimson Beacon, but they might be punished. Flap might go down first, but it's Onyx making sure that they fight back. King Kong on a killing spree, just pushing forward. Open goes next. There's the winner crown from Kyle, but King Kong finds that Stumble just in time. Kyle will try to run away using the retribution, but Savero gets to take him out.
See what I mean? The family that fights together wins together. Onyx with the perfect layering of spells. AOG into the throne of ruin with a blazing duet from Savero. Finishes down Falcons.
They overstepped. They soared too close to the sun on that one. They didn't have to go in and make this happen. Look what happens to Flap. Great lantern from Super Friends, forcing Falcons to react, and that gave the clear sign, the clear way for King Kong to go to the back line.
Yeah, this whole sequence again, man. This is a proper fight for Onyx. You just group up, layer your skills together. It doesn't have to be against the Moscow. Doesn't have to be against anybody. Pick a fight, pick a lane. You go for the play. That is what Onyx wants. And Team Falcons has been splitting them up.
Oh man, what a beautiful team fight and defense. Onyx found themselves in, giving them some breathing room into this game, because if that was more of a disciplined approach from Team Falcons, just take the tier 2 out, you got a Lord, great, you know, you've got this lead building up, then it wouldn't have been anything much for Onyx. But after that team fight, now you set yourself up for the next Lord in about a minute.
Yeah, because Onyx and their rundown capabilities are no joke, I feel. Especially if Falcons already lose their box. Because at that moment, I feel like they've already expended majority of their resources that could have been the advantage for them if they were able to force the fight in their terms, but that was not the case. Onyx knew that they no longer had these key resources, so they just kept running through them.
Yeah, again, this is where the push and pull starts, right? For Team Falcons, the way they start the fight is you split them up first. You split up the family, and then you go for look for SOD plays, RWM, and then the combo with Kyle to dish out the necessary damage and find look for pickoffs. But for Onyx, it's as simple as pick a target, pick a lane, let's go and fight. So this next objective is big for both sides. For Falcons, top lane control is of utmost importance, but for Onyx, they can just look for a brute force.
Yeah, let's see what they end up doing here. Again, heart rate on Onyx side, of course.
Yeah, the nerves.
Yeah, the nerves there.
The nerves. Especially after the fight.
He looks so calm, but he's 100 plus BPM.
Yeah, you're gonna hide it.
You know, again, they're facing this potential game to get sent out of the playoffs here and now.
Top side.
This Lord is here. Super Marco still on that top side. This could be a massive team fight to break out for this Lord. With the entrance of Super Marco, half health on the Lord here. They're going to go ahead and full commit.
Wait, they're already somewhat half HP! Flash! Oh my goodness, the timing of the last shaker and the retribution from Kyle! Rusko might be going out first, but Kyle fighting a two-man spatial migration. Couldn't be enough though. Onyx are ruffling. Kirk going in. He's trying to sustain as much as he can. But you see, fall one by one.
Marco's too good with it. On the Moskov, and Onyx loses a fight that they needed for the Lord.
They didn't even use the Purifier on Super Marco. He committed to go inside the fight. He knew there was nothing left on the tank of Onyx. And Kyle with the jump as well. Now they're looking to break the base of
They have the Lord with them. Savero has the blazing duet. But what would be the call? It's a 5-man attempt from Falcons. They're gonna try to work on Brusco first. Phantom Steed! They find the kill on Ogwen. Falcons are not gonna force it. Surface comes in with the Crimson Beacon, and they're gonna find Flap! King Kong's unstoppable!
The Super Fam stays alive. They're fighting with all they have.
Gotta split up the map, but inside the house of Onyx, it's kind of hard to split up the family. Team Falcons, once again, they have to do the setup. They have to play for the next Lord fight. But Onyx, again, as you've said nicely, they stay alive. It comes down to execution. Again, same story. Top lane is the name of the game for Falcons. Moscow thinks, but Onyx, they're looking to brute force.
Kirk,
man.
Kirk is getting bursted down! Gets to escape though, he'll be okay. And they lose the real world manipulation.
Oh, that's a big resource.
They got it out. There's still plenty of time for the next Lord to come up. Haji will have it available. Some of the flickers as well for Team Falcons, crucial here. Onyx, though, give it up to them to be able to keep holding on into this game when Team Falcons has secured 2 Lords and was knocking on their base.
This is going to be a massive team fight for this next Lord fight. Everybody will have everything. All the battle spells, all the items, the buy-in cells. I mean, not robes. Robes are kind of still poor in this game, but they have all the things that they need. The revitalizes, the AOGs. Actually, just the revitalize. That's just one.
Yeah, man. Jeez. It's one of those games where, despite all of it, again, what's on the line here? Team Falcons, I think they're playing a little messy trying to approach the base because they see what's in front of them, man.
Yeah.
The grand finals and a trip to Paris for EWC 2026. They have to stay calm and collected. And time again, for every Lord, for every objective, it's been the same template. Put Marco on the other side of the map, let him join the fight. Last time it worked out, he jumped right in following through the SOD with the Wind of Nature. Well, now, maybe Onyx has a plan for that.
Yeah, and what better way to exemplify this entire idea of enduring legacy if not by bringing back this entire Titans of MLBB era, or if not an evolved version of it. But Onyx are going to move forward. They do use the conceal. They just scout a bit of information though as to where Falcons are currently positioned at.
So we get a top side though.
Yep. You're gonna have to reset Lord at half health here. Look at Kyle's positioning. He jumps.
Oh, Kirk is actually gonna go for Flap.
No, Kyle.
Flap was the option actually for this one. King Kong! They get enough space to work on the Lord! Marco landing the SOD is gonna go in, now they're gonna work on Brusco! And they find Super Prince! Brusco still escapes with the AOG! But Falcons, they find one in exchange of the Lord!
Oh man, Falcons, they want to go all in. There's
go in.
no Zoshin.
They gotta clear out this Lord, they gotta clear out the turret, but it's gonna take some time to do it. Team Falcons, numbers advantage, but I don't know if they can finish it. There's still a wave in mid. They're gonna go for it. Super Marco waiting for the wave on bot. Team Falcons, they can't let this one slip through their hands again.
Okay, there's another wave in bot. Haji picked up a Winter Crown just now too.
Go back out, kiss
gotta
the
reset.
turret.
Okay.
The most disciplined choice that Team
man.
Falcons make so far with the Lord takes here. Everybody in San Juan Arena is on the edge of their seats right now.
Yeah, things are getting a bit messier for both sides. The Spear of Misery landing on Super Prince couldn't flicker out, but even then, Kyle with that spatial migration caught in a very weird angle, and because of that, Onyx had enough time to just burst down the Lord. And Team Falcons, even though they lost the Lord, they wanted to go for the punish because of the numbers advantage, but now we go to a full reset. Again, same thing. It's now a map reset. Both teams will have everything by the time the Lord spawns. Fortunately enough for Team Falcons, they were able to take out the tower on the bot side, so they still have Lord Prio.
Oh man, look at that this replay. Kyle just did not get the set he was looking for with the spatial migration, and that was not a team fight that was in their favor, but they still end up making something happen out of it.
Yeah, honestly, that engage from Kirk, I kind of took my time trying to process because it was the Throne of Ruin just on Flap. But the thing is, Flap is the guy to go in first, so it was quite understandable if you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And along with Flap were the other members surrounding him as well, so he more or less blocked off whatever Falcons could have done just because of that single Throne of Ruin flicker play that Kirk did. And Onyx were just so quick to work on the objective as well, so these were just really good calls that the Super Fam have decided to make now that we're approaching the 20-minute mark of the game.
Yeah, this is, I honestly feel like this series, this is the perfect point in the game. You know, it's game 6, hopefully maybe we get a game 7, I don't know, but this has been a slow-cooked meal throughout the entire series. You know, very one-sided games early on, game 1 and game 2. Gets a little more even through game 3 onward up to this point where it's anybody's game down to the next Lord and it'll be evolved.
Yeah, and you look at the heart rates on the players right now. Team Falcons has a lower average, I might say, because again, they do have Lord Prior, they have all the advantage in the world, the slow pushes as well, having the Moskov.
Base turns down.
Yeah, base turns down, but Onyx, they still have a massive team fight advantage as long as they pick the right targets and they go at the good time. The Team Falcons, again, they have this perfect Lord setup. Nobody from the side of Onyx can actually just brute force their way in. Oh, never mind. Super Friends are correct. They find an angle. They force the Lapo ulti.
Wait, yeah. He used the bravest fighter
They see Severo down bot.
backwards, but Falcons, knowing that, are still gonna try and exchange blows with Onyx.
Okay, they've done this against Aurora. They forced the 50-50.
Okay.
It's going to come down to the 50-50. They got everyone here half health on the Lord for it. Kyle potentially looking for
the
King
reset.
Kong. It goes for a reset
And the
though.
bottom lane too.
Bottom lane's going to be pushing. Someone from Onyx has to go deal with this.
Marco.
Team Falcons knows this advantage that they have.
What is Marco gonna do? Okay.
Okay. This is the push and pull.
Kyle?
Kyle!
Oh my goodness, Kyle! He is gonna find one. The SOG2 is gonna land. It's gonna be super for some unfortunate first kill for this sequence. Onyx using the AOG still to re-engage. They're going in for the full commit, but that
The
might
base.
not be what they want. The minions are coming in the base, and they've already lost 2 members. Ogun going in with the flicker. They're still gonna try to cut them off, but 3 members of Onyx have made their return to the base.
They're down 2 members.
Severo?
Team Falcons. Severo goes in.
Kirk chasing as well, but he gets knocked off, and the violent Requiem finishes him off. King Kong, can he do this alone?
He's got him in Severo. With immortality, it's over.
The Macho in and returns to the world stage. Redemption in their hands. Team Falcons have finished after more than a year of being stuck on the ground. They are headed towards the grand finals and to MSC.
A titanic performance from Team Falcons as they soar high to look for the clash of titans in the strongest region in MLBB as they soar and secure the tickets to Paris.
Team Falcons fought hard through the regular season to this point through the playoffs. They felt the defeat of a sweep against Onyx, and they come back and win an amazing series to punch that ticket to tomorrow's fight against the final boss of FPL Philippines. And yes, they've secured the tickets to Paris, but the job's not done for Team Falcons.
GG's to Onyx Philippines for making it this far and for putting up such a great fight, a great series overall that we've seen between them and Team Falcons. This season, for this new version of the Super Fam was no joke. Severo introduced himself strongly and he stays that way all throughout.
Oh man, again, the nature of competition, the nature of this tournament. You have to say goodbye to some teams, and unfortunately it's for Onyx Philippines and Super Fam. One hell of a season though. The first team to bring in an import into the MPL Philippines and have an amazing run. Severo, I think he just won the hearts of many Filipinos here in the Philippines and just fans around the world. The Super Fam should be able to hold their head high on this note, but you know damn well they want to come back next season stronger. We're going to go ahead and send it over to stage to get the GGWP to Onyx.
ML super fans, they delivered a brave fight and gave brilliant praise, come back from a lot of games. But unfortunately, the road of Onyx Philippines will end right here. Now, Brusco, nakita ng lahat.
Brusco,
Nilaban yung game.
everyone saw how much you fought for that game.
Para kayong dumaan sa butas ng karayo.
The late nights,
Ngayon,
it feels like you've been through too much.
ng Onyx Philippines. Ano ang message mo
What is your message
ngayon?
to your teammates?
Grateful ako kasi
My message to my teammates is that I'm grateful because
yung
they were my teammates and I'm proud.
proud ako sa kanila.
I'm proud of them.
Lagi akong tutulungan sa mga
That they always help me
talagang ako ganun. Kaya
and that we always help each other.
grateful talaga ako.
And that fight is something to be proud of, Denise.
And
Kaya puso at
There's a lot of heart and bravery.
Emotional here right now, super fans.
It's very emotional here now. For
How proud of you are you sa boys? Alam kong it's very heartbreaking for you.
you know, it's very heartbreaking.
Silver linings. Grabe yung pusong pinakita nyo.
There are a lot of silver linings. You showed a lot of heart.
Gaano ka-proud ka?
How proud are you of your team?
Proud ako sa team.
I'm super proud of my team because
Regular season, walang naniniwala sa...
from the regular season, no one believed in us, but
Super proud ako.
we made it here, so I'm super proud.
Now, Savero, I would like to congratulate you dahil grabe yung pinakita mo for your first season here in the MPL Philippines. Marami, everybody here is amazed with what you've shown. What do you want to say to all the MPL super fans?
Makasih buat yang udah dukung, sama makasih buat yang kalian PLPH sama Onyx PH juga welcome gua, support gua. Walaupun sorry buat Sonic semua karena hasilnya nggak sesuai ekspektasi. Makasih buat semua yang udah dukung.
Maraming salamat po daw sa mga sumuporta at tumating.
Thank you so much to all the supporters.
Salamat rin sa
And
PLPH.
thank you so much to MPLPH.
Salamat din po sa
And thank you so much to the Onyx PH who continue to believe in me.
And for let's give them a big round of applause. You may now take your final bow. Maraming salamat, Onyx Philippines. As much as it is very heavy, Thea, in every game, one has to bow, one conquers. And MPL Superfans, after 3 seasons, babalik ang Team Falcons sa Masasabi ko lang, sure ako na sulit ang puyat ng Team Falcons ngayon. Balita ko, 5 a.m. na silang nakatulog. Kagabi sila, unahin na kita.
They slept at 5 a.m. last night.
Base, anong unang pumasok sa utak?
When you took down the base, what was the first thing that came into your mind?
Base, for that last game, anong unang pumasok sa utak mo?
Unang pumasok sa...
Nothing entered my mind.
Yes, Paris.
Yes, Paris. But at the same time,
Parang sakto lang yung gawa ko. Finals mo po.
I'm not that fulfilled as much just yet because we still know that there's finals tomorrow.
Very new Team Falcons that we're seeing. A very, very composed and disciplined Falcons I can wait to see. And new na Haji.
Haji. There's a lot of people shouting. You've been through so much. You've been through push and pull games. Now, could you summarize for us how difficult the matches you've been through were?
Ano po sobrang hirap talaga kasi
Very difficult.
sa kanila, nagandaan talaga namin sila kasi
We've been preparing for them a lot.
nakamalakas na team. So, hirap talaga kagabi.
We really consider them as the strongest team.
namin sa video.
So even last night,
Kanina rin nung pagkagising.
our discussion took a while, and even earlier when I woke up,
Overthink ako.
I was overthinking.
When they go to the grand final today, I'm excited tomorrow because it's going to be the Clash of the Titans 3.0. Falcons against Team Liquid. And yo, Gwen, anong maasahan namin sa inyo?
What can we expect from you tomorrow?
Mas ganda yung manalo.
We'll do better,
Tsaka expect nyo na
and expect
hindi madali yung championship sa atin.
we won't easily give over the championship to TLPH.
Everyone, we needed ibigay, Thea.
You're not gonna hand it over that easily.
Natin si Super Marcos.
Now let's ask Super Marco.
What an outstanding game.
What an outstanding
Performance
game.
from you today. You are the best gold laner. I mean, that's super makmak for you. At bilang best gold
And
laner,
as the best goal laner,
dapat namin asahan sa'yo.
what should we expect from you? I think my performance will stay the same, but it just might be a bit more explosive.
So talagang hindi na matutulog para bukas sa grand final.
So they might not sleep anymore until the grand finals.
Ano naman ang message mo from now?
Kai, what's your message to the very energetic crowd supporting Team Falcons? To all the supporters, thank you so much!
Maraming salamat. At maraming salamat. Team Falcons, you may now take your bow. And you may now take your walk-up victory to the grand finals and to Paris! Inabot man sila ng 3 season, Thea, bago makabalik ng grand finals. But hey, the Green Falcons are so back, Thea. And kabang-abang talaga ang magiging matchup bukas between TLPH and Team Falcons. Pero bago tayo pumunta sa grand finals, balikan muna natin ang nangyari sa last match. Casters, palag na to.
First off, thank you so much to Onyx Philippines. Again, a hell of a season. Severo, hope we get to see more of them. Hopefully, maybe you get to see more imports in the next seasons to come. And congratulations to Team Falcons getting to the grand finals, getting to Paris. Can't wait to see them on the international stage as well. But yes, the Clash of the Titans